Hello, hello, everyone. This time I'm finally back before the song ended, or yeah, before the song ended, which was great. Cause like usually I'll take this time and I'll like go and do things to like prepare for stream and stuff. Like I'll go get more water or whatever. And lately I've just been getting back too late, and oh my god, my camera hates me. Hi guys, I changed my setup a little bit. You guys can't really see the difference except for the fact that my camera keeps trying to push me out of frame, which is mean and unfortunate. Um, but yeah, it's great. It's fun. I don't know if discussion of torture should be a trigger warning. Guys, I was supposed to do this stream like 20 minutes ago. And I was distracted by something that I will tell you guys about later once I'm 100% sure that it will happen at the time that I think it will. But I may or may not be making a little like comeback with music soon, so it'll be fun. But anyway, I got distracted because I am ADHD and time blindness is a thing. And anyway, it was great. God, seriously, this camera is gonna drive me insane. Look at that, look at that. I fixed it, right? I fix it. And then it moves! Anyway, sorry, I'm annoyed. But it's fine. Anyway, so last time that we did siege things, see, look at it. Slowly moving. You can see, you get more and more and more of this. You know what, Corn? Actually, I need to DM you something, but I'll do it after stream. And it's silly, goofy things that me and Puffin talked about. Wait, why is my music so loud and I'm so quiet? Anyway, I should get into things. So, last time on Siege SMP, Mara and Kor hung out with Percy, and they went and they found this old city, this old Mer city, and it was great. They found a bunch of books. They found Mara's dad's corpse. And yeah, oh yeah, and they found out that Kor and Mara were siblings. So that was like a lot of stuff that we kind of just threw at everyone. And then also because it was such, like, we didn't want to keep the stream going forever, especially with poor Braxis, feeling like Percy was just like third wheeling there. Cousins, what did I say? Corn, what did I say? Wait. I meant cousins, but they're siblings in our heart. They're cousins in reality. Hi, Red. Siblings. Well, okay, so hear me out. I'm just a guy. You know the like I'm just a chill when you're just a chill guy meme. That's me, but it's being uninformed. It's literally my name. Anyway, so Mara and Kor are cousins, not siblings. They're siblings in our hearts, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so we threw a bunch of shit at you guys and didn't really give enough time to like talk it through or explain or even read like the books that I spent a long time like writing out. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's gonna be really chill, really calm for the most part. There might be some stuff later on that you want to pay attention to, but for the most part we're just gonna be chilling, we're gonna be vibing. If you wanted more exposition for the stuff that we learned about last stream, that's what this stream's for. So yeah, if my camera falls, I'm gonna yell. And I think that's all that we need to know for today. Yeah, trigger warnings, I don't know. There might be some torture in the book. Oh yeah, there is. Okay, so there is some torture in the book. So yeah, those are the trigger warnings. Watch out for them. If they're gonna bother you, then feel free to skip this episode. Because, like I said, it's pretty chill and we already discussed most of it in the last stream. We're just getting into stuff a little bit more. Okay, I think that's all. Let's get into things. Okay, Kor is asleep, and that means it's time for me to go through and give these a bit better of a look through. So, I should have cleared out my inventory. Let's see. So these are all of the old research station books. Let's see if when we put them in order, it makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Okay, so we have 3, and then I thought I saw a 7 somewhere. No, 3, 9, 13, 14, 17, and 23. Okay, so maybe Core went through and fixed these. This music is a bit loud, thank you. Okay, so let's see. Research update. Here, we'll put this one down there because I feel like we'll need to come back to it a couple of times. Okay, the drowned attacks were brutal. Okay, so they're talking about drowned attacks. Let's see. Eastern Research Update 3. Your Majesty, greetings from the Eastern Research Station. We've been settling in quite nicely. My assistant Nick has just finished building our shelter, and I've begun setting up an area for us to test our subjects. I'll keep you posted on the results. Okay, so nothing much happened there. Seems to be the beginning of it, which I guess makes sense. Let's see. What about 9? Okay, so we jumped to 9. Greetings from the Eastern Research Station. I've not had any progress on our research since we began. The moon, in her oftentimes confusing wisdom, decided to bless us with a storm that took all of our research back to her domain. We have nothing except what remains of my notes. That would explain why we didn't have anything outside of week 32. I know we were on the brink of discovering something that could be revolutionary. Please send more supplies if you're able. Okay. I guess that tracks with what we know. Your Majesty, greetings from the Eastern Research Station. Thank you for your concern following the recent drowned attacks. That's it. Okay. So, drowned attacks in Update 13 goes with week 32. Okay. They came out from the crack. So, week 32, day 2. The drowned attacks were brutal. They came out from the cracks in the cove in droves. And one after another. Mangling bits of flesh mixed with blood and sweat as they dragged my people down below with them. For each monstrous nightmare that ventured out into the world, they took one of my men with them. Most of my team is gone now. Not that I told Her Majesty such things. If she knew how dangerous it was out here, she would surely make us abandon our endeavors. But I know we're on the verge of something big. I just need enough time and the right specimen to find it. For weeks, we've been digging up bones and old grave sites to test hearts of the sea against various objects to see if a reaction will occur. But whenever we test anything, they fizzle out. It's as if they don't have enough essence of themselves to provide a reaction anymore. I need fresh materials. It's for that reason that I believe the moon has blessed me with a gift in disguise. Though most of my and the Queen's people were taken and killed by the drowned, 2 subjects remained on land. Killed by tridents rather than the creatures. My assistant, Nick, who has a long pedigree of sirens in his family, as well as one of the sirens the Queen sent. These 2 specimens, if treated properly, may be able to give me enough of a reaction to confirm my suspicions. Creepy guy. Okay, I assure you my research team and I are recovering well. We lost a few of our members, most notably Nick, and one of the sirens you sent over with the most recent supply shipment. I will be sending you a private letter with a request regarding this. Please get back to me regarding its contents as soon as possible. There was a burnt letter from David. I wonder if that's the request. It kind of looks like it. I can't really make much out from here, though. So let's put it next to it. Yeah, I think so. Next few pages are filled with diagrams and drawings detailing how one turns a siren's vocal cord into the hearts of the sea. Yeah, these are gross, man. Ugh, this guy's mind was... Ugh, okay. Okay, then we go to week 35. That's, okay, a jump. Ever since her sirens died, the Queen has been incessant upon seeing my reports. She has me sending them to her weekly now. Weekly. It was difficult enough for me to keep up with her demands when I had a team of 5 helping me. Now that I'm all alone, however, it's a nearly impossible task. In this latest correspondence, I sent her back a letter claiming a substance called purpur was yielding results. What a stupid name for something that doesn't even exist. Nevertheless, the hearts are finally done. Wait, okay. So what? So this, let's see, is 14? Okay. Your Majesty, greetings from Eastern Research Station. Something your letter regarding my last correspondence and will oblige. I understand the gravity of the situation and assure you I will not make another request of the manner in such a... Okay, so that sounds like... I wonder if he wrote her asking to be able to use the hearts. Ugh. Okay. That's gross. I'm glad she said no. 'Cause you... Okay. Greetings from the Eastern Research Station. Yeah, you. Well, they're part of our culture. I don't know if disgusting is the right way to say it. I just think using them like this is. It's a perversion of what they were meant for. Greetings from the Eastern Research Station. We've been hard at work testing the substance's interactions with the core of the heart of the ancient hearts of the seas. We haven't had any breakthroughs yet. However, our most recent test with a substance called purpur, there we go, has yielded some interesting results. I'll keep you updated as we learn more. Your servant, David. So, nevertheless, the heart... So he just fully lied in that one. There was nothing going on there. Okay, cool. So Subject 1, formerly known as Nick, has yet to yield any results when tested against the amethyst, which is disappointing, but not entirely unexpected, as he was not a siren himself. Okay, so he was using the amethyst to see if the chords were true. I guess that kind of makes sense, like how when we were trying to find Sonia's heart, or Heart of the Sea, when I sang there was that reverberation, I guess amethyst might have a similar effect. Yeah, but them being made of siren vocal cords does make sense with it being needed at times. Yeah, I guess so. Subject 2, however, has reacted to the amethyst, which does little more than prove what we already know, that the substance came from a true siren. However, now that I have both a control group and a specimen, I can begin testing what I've been meant to the entire time. How to harness a siren song against the drowned. But they don't work against the drowned. They only work on, well, on certain undead, but for the most part it's just living beings. While I had first believed that the key to this mystery lay within the connection between the amethyst and the moon, I have since developed a different theory. For a long while, I have thought there may be a connection between the avian and the mer people, ever since I was young and discovered the avians had their own form of sirens. If I could simply get my hands on one of their vocal cords, I might just have enough to test my theory. So what, he thought if he combined the two, it would somehow affect non-intelligent creatures? I don't know. But maybe looking into it more will help things. I don't know. If one can merely mix the power of both sirens, perhaps one would be able to find a frequency to work against the undead. Nevertheless, my chances of finding one in the wild seem extremely unlikely, as avians do not treat their dead sirens any differently than their living kin. And thus, many vocal cords on the bodies I have examined, okay, ew, are far too decayed to do anything useful with. Okay. These are at least less gory than I imagined what he was doing to those corpses was. Ew. Would an avian who can do the same thing be called a siren? Yeah, from what I've heard, like, Dawn is one. I think they're different. Like, when a mer siren sings, we get positive emotions in the people that we're singing to. I think when mer sirens sing, it's something different. I don't quite know what, though. Never really heard them sing. Well, except for Io. But that was weird and different. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here's where it gets really weird. Yes, yeah, avian sirens. It looks like this guy was trying to figure out how to combine mer and avian sirens vocal cords, I guess, to make a song that would be strong enough to affect the undead. I doubt it ever worked, because otherwise the queen would have been all over that. Okay, before we move on to him killing things, okay, I can put the one about Purpur away. And what is this one? Your Majesty, I bring greetings from the Eastern Research Station. My team and I have been working tirelessly on the Lethe project. However, during our research, we had an interesting development that may prove to shake the very foundations of the truth we've all held dear for so long. You see, as we were beginning experimentation with one of the ancient hearts of the sea, we had recovered one of my research assistants slipped, letting the heart fall and shatter onto the ground. The inside revealed the near perfectly preserved remains of the vocal cords of the siren who had been used to make such an item. Only these cords were shaped far differently from those I've seen before. Their size and shape is far more related to that of an avian than those of mers, which leads me to believe that we may have a common ancestor. I understand that this discovery borders on the lines of heresy, but I implore you, Your Highness, take a chance on these sciences and see what good they have to offer our people. We have so few opportunities for salvation left. So he just lied to her and revealed what he had known the whole time later, when he thought that he finally had the means to make it true. This guy was a real scumbag. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Week 46, day 1. I never thought of myself as a killer. I never planned on becoming one, but an opportunity presented itself and I couldn't resist. Because I'm so close to an avian village and I'm so short-staffed as of late, I'd hired a housekeeper to help me stay on top of things. They were not privy to my experiments, and any time they got too close, I was always incredibly eager to shoo them away. But one day, while they were sweeping, I heard them singing, and terror struck deep within my heart, and I was left frozen on the spot. It was just like what had happened to me when I was young, the first time I had discovered an avian siren, when my friend had sung a tune that gave me nightmares for weeks afterwards. At least this poor thing had the gall to look sheepish once they caught me gasping for breath. They apologized profusely, saying they didn't realize I was there, and while I had half a mind to fire them, I quickly realized they could be of much more use to me in some other way. So I beckoned them near and stabbed a trident through their heart 7 times. I counted. I don't even remember their name. I suppose it doesn't matter, though. I have exactly what I need now. A new specimen to finish putting all of the pieces together. Nick had often talked about the fabled Selenis. Perhaps I'll take a break while the new heart of the sky. Oh, okay, he even named it different. And see if I can find it. It would be a good thing to have an alibi in case anyone comes looking. And this is where... that is Selenis. Yeah, he is. Well, at least we got something from him, I guess. Let's see, put this there. Keeping it in order, because Core will get mad at me. Well, that closes that chapter. Okay. Now on to that. I looked at it a little bit with Core, but neither do I. I think it would probably be a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, I'm good. Hearing about how he, yeah, I'm good. Okay. So this is the weird one. We have the version that I grew up on, which is: the moon mourned for years. The death of her love ached at her core. The more tears she shed, the larger the oceans grew, and in her turmoil, her chosen people, the Mers, flourished. Great underwater expanses were built. Statues were erected in the names of the great and powerful people who built those cities, and no one, not a single Mer, thought of their once beloved goddess. The same goddess who took pity on them when they were floundering fools lost in the depths of her misery. She looked down at them from her place in the void. She scoffed. I used to think these people were different. They understood pain, that they could empathize with it, but looking down on them now, seeing how they've built statues and towers for themselves but haven't raised so much as a song in praise to me in years, I realize I've been a fool. And so, the goddess raised a curse. She turned her back on the Mers and left them to their own devices, sharing her tears elsewhere. At first, little changed. It was merely trades with humans that stagnated, but the Mers were fine. That is, until the water started receding. See, the goddess, in all of her grace and wisdom, cursed her tears to dry, and her chosen people suffered for it. As the water receded, they lost their homes, their livelihoods, their space. Suddenly, thousands of refugees flooded the in-sea cities with nowhere to go. Fights broke out amongst them, which quickly turned to war. Brothers and sisters turned on each other until there were no more than a few left. Of those that remained, there were two that would prove to be more influential than the rest. They were sisters, Cyrena and Mara, who I'm named after. They came from a long line of wealthy and powerful Mers, but the infighting left them near destitute, just like everyone else. When the water settled and blood drifted away, the two looked at the remaining people. Mara went to the front lines. She looked the people in the eyes and begged them to stop fighting, to see the love they had for their brothers, and laid down their arms. They killed her for her kind heart. Cyrena, hearing of her sister's death, looked upwards, towards the darkened sky, and let out a wail so loud all of the Celestials could hear. She screamed and cried and pleaded to the moon. If this was a lesson to teach us the meaning of suffering, look down, my goddess. See your people. See their blood staining your tears. See the swords that bleed in the depths. Oh, my mother, see my tears, how they add to your own. Please, please hear our suffering. Please know we repent. But the moon was nowhere to be found, and so the suffering continued. And so did Cyrena's wails. For 5 days and 5 nights did Cyrena cry, her voice lifting up to the heavens but falling on deaf ears. And on the 5th night, she died. The men came into her tent and slaughtered her, and her song stopped. In that moment, the stars flickered. Having become accustomed to the song that echoed through the void, they bent their ears down to hear what had become of their beloved Cyrena. When they saw that she had been killed, they decided it was enough. They turned their sister back towards her creation. They forced her to see what she had done. The moon reached down into the Red Seas. She saw the destruction her chosen ones had wreaked without her to guide them, and she cried. The water filled up once more, and the Mers rebuilt, repenting for their evil and promising to remember their beloved goddess in everything they do. and in return their goddess promised to never turn her back on them again. The stars looked on this arrangement with skepticism. They loved their sister, but they knew she was one to forget, so they took a few of her chosen people and gave them a gift. The gift of a song so powerful that should the moon ever decide to turn her back on her creation again, they could reach her. They named them the Sirens. And then this is the instructions for how to find another Merper ruler. So that's what I grew up on. That was the stories I was told my whole life. But after researching and finding things out on my own, there's this one. And it's so different. It's so much simpler and less, I don't know, creative, I guess. I was always told that we're supposed to follow what other people say, what the words say, but these are both holy books. They're both supposed to be right. Makes you wonder what happened all those years ago. Yeah, like, it can't all be false, right? There's so much in here. And we have gone through wars and droughts, and I mean, the name Mara had to come from somewhere, right? It wasn't just made up by some person in a room somewhere, right? But then there's this. The moon mourned for years. The death of her loved ached at her core. The more tears she shed, the larger the oceans grew. When our ancestor escaped the earth, she found solace in the Great Mother's tears. They both understood what it felt like to lose one's home and one's love. She stared into the sky and made a promise to the soft light that had guided her from the tunnels to the vast expanse of the world in front of her. She promised to honor those they had both lost. She would honor her love with the flowers they so adored, white daisies they had found on their adventures together in the unknown. And she would honor the moon's love, the earth, by taking care of and protecting him and those that now lived on her surface. She would honor her sister that had been lost to the void by lifting songs to her in the darkness of night. And she would honor the moon sibling by doing the same. And so she sang. Always the moon rises in the darkest hour, and even when the echoes of the deep caves dull, in the empty space you'll find our hope full. Like the petrichor in a soft mossy knoll, softening and pungent, but present and steadfast, it will keep you from succumbing to the tempest. Fear not its call, for few can be outcast. The waves are a friend to us all. That's so similar. That's just like a song in the other one, just different. And the flowers, right? What was it? The daisies, the white daisies. That's the moon daisy, right? Maybe that's where that came from. Why those flowers are holy. Maybe not everything in either is a lie. Maybe somewhere in the middle is the truth. I'd like to think that. I don't really know, though. I don't know if I believe it. Ever since I found out about Adina, that she lied for so long, Cor wanted to look into her when she was here. And I kept her away from it. I kept them away from it because I didn't want to tell them about this area. But I have all the books here. This is that person's journal talking about Adina's eating habits. Yeah, this has been here for a while, guys. Ever since Kaiko taught me that one spell. I haven't really touched magic since, though. I also have these where I can just put it down and look at it. It mostly seemed like a joke, right? She's ordering her meat really rare and only drinks blood, and these are all rumors, right? Her sleeping habits, spending most of her time in her room, avoiding sunlight. She swims slower than average, etc., etc. But the thing is that all of the stuff that they say here is it's backed up by my own experience. She did want to eat meat that wasn't cooked, and whenever we did go out to eat, she'd leave. She never ate with us. And there was something about her. It's like she never aged. And she always wore so much makeup. And then when you hear her, the queen, talk about her, and you hear about everyone, and then you see her notes on the same thing. To be betrayed by someone. I mean, she never really cared about or for me. But I mean, there was a time where she was everything I had. And then just to know that she was lying. That she was the very thing that she taught us to hate. I don't know. I don't know. There's one more thing I want to look at before I head back. It's the notes. My dad. This is his journal, right? Day 1095. It's been 3 years since I lost our family. 3 years since our world collapsed, and I had to start a new journal today. The old one ran out of pages, but I never stopped writing. I will never stop writing. Not until I have you back in my arms. I'm coming for you, Mara. I won't rest until you're safe. Day 1123. I came across an outpost today. The soldiers there tried to stop me. They didn't stand a chance. I may not be as powerful as your mother, but I was trained up just as she was in the ways of the sirens. I know their weak points. I will exploit them, no matter the cost. I found a portrait of a family that fell off of one of the soldiers' bodies. Is it wrong that it only filled me with more determination towards my goal? No one will stop me. I don't care how many sirens I have to go through. I will not rest until I find you. So many days. Day 1270. I found the people who took you away from me and your mother, Mara. I know where you are. I'm coming to get you. Day 1271. I caught a glimpse of myself in a reflection today. I'm not the man I used to be. My eyes are wild, unfocused. The flecks of green your mother loved so much have faded into muddy speckles of brown. Will you recognize me when I see you? Will you know who I am? Do I even want you to anymore? Even though I never met him, it's like he understands. Like if I had just gotten the chance to meet him, I would know. I would know something. I'd know something about who I am or what I'm supposed to do that I'm just missing now. Because there's just this hole where my dad should be. Day 1275. I saw you. For the first time in over 3 years, I saw you. You were perfect. Sitting on a walk in the water's edge, playing with the other children. You look just like your mother at that age, though your hair is dark like mine. I cried. The ocean accepted them as their own, but I cried for you. I felt the water slide down my cheeks. I hadn't cried since the night I lost you. I wanted to take you right then and there, but the teacher wouldn't let you out of her sight. A tricky one, that lady is. It took everything in me not to barge up there and slit her throat and take you, but I didn't want you to see me like that. I don't want you to see me like that, so I'll wait. Patience is an old friend. I've waited over 3 years to have you back in my arms. I can wait a few more days. I think you're right. I think me and my dad did have a lot in common. I got caught again, this time by a servant at the palace. I stopped her before she could scream out for anyone. I was going to kill her, but she had a look in her eyes, something that made me hesitant. For once, I was glad I did. She was surprised I didn't kill her. She thought I was sent by the priestess Adina. I was utterly confused, explaining I was here to save you. She nodded her head, knowing that the schools they put sirens in are no place for a child to grow up. But she also said if I took you from the school, they would not stop hunting us. She said that was no way for a child to live, and I'm sorry, Mara, but I had to agree with her. I've been running these last 3 years nonstop, and it has turned me into a monster. I don't want you to have to live with that. Too late for that. The guards began to shift, and not wanting to get caught, she handed me a book. She said it was her research on the priestess.
She said that maybe if I could follow through with some of her leads in this book, I could prove the priestess's decrees are outdated and should be overruled. I've had some time to look over it now, and I'm impressed. The book the servant showed me has threads of evidence that lead me to believe the priestess Idina has been controlling and distorting the religion of our culture for over a century in order to suit her needs. If I can find solid evidence of this, Mara, I could tear down this whole system and save every child taken from their family to be indoctrinated. Not just you. That sounds like... Where are they? It sounds like what I'm doing with this guy. What? Lord R. And I mean, my dad got close. Right? He had enough evidence that I believed him. Maybe I can do the same with this Lord R and Asher. Maybe I can help like my dad tried to. And this is where he talks about Selenas. The place he died. Yeah, I think my dad did seem like an amazing guy. My dearest Mara, it has been 1,582 days since I lost you. I have failed you in every way a father can since then. I heard once that the difference between those pure of soul and those full of darkness was their willingness to put aside their personal desires in order to do good for all. I don't know if that's true. I feel like a coward. A fraud, a failure. I was raised in the Arctic waters of the North. Like the waters I was raised in, my parents had very little mercy. My mother taught me in the ways of the sirens as a way to make up for the fact that she had been dispatched from service after she lost her ability to swim. I was taught to be strong and brave, to always stand up for what was right. Maybe that's why I'm here, searching through the ruins of a forgotten temple, trying to find enough proof to tear down our system rather than setting you free from it. Or maybe it's a sign of something worse deep down inside, some cowardice I have yet to face. The day I lost you and your mother was the worst day of my life. I spent the days and weeks afterwards, piece by piece, getting any scrap of information I could about where you were from them. I tore through our own flesh and blood like it was nothing. Like they were nothing. Because they were, when compared to you. But when you spend so long losing yourself in the darkness, there comes a point where you look in the mirror and you don't see yourself anymore. I have never been so frightened as when that day came for me. So I ran. I ran away from myself, from you. I ran back to where I came from. I did what I was taught to do. I found solace in knowledge, and now I don't think I'll ever get the chance to face that fear. My fear, my cowardice, has led to my destruction. I've come to terms with the fact that these rocks won't move. I've come to terms with the fact that this will be my final resting place. As the last of my blood becomes one with the ocean, I have even come to terms with the fact that I may not get to join our people in the stars, but what I still cannot come to terms with is the fact that I let my hubris, that I let my fear, prevent me from seeing your face one last time. My only comfort is finding that I had enough parchment left to write this last note to you. Mara, my beautiful daughter, don't let them turn you into a monster. Don't believe them when they say you can't be saved. Don't let all the goodness of your mother be drowned out by all the cowardice of their souls. You are going to do incredible things. Make sure you do them for the right reasons. I love you. I will always be with you, even your father, Kalara Thalasso. Yeah, at least I know he was always trying. I think it might be too late, though. He told me to not let them turn me into a monster. But I've hurt so many people. I ran away when they needed me to stay. I don't know. I guess it's just nice to know that he cared. We'll deal with those later. Yeah, I'm okay. I guess you have a point. I just can't help but feel like I'm letting him down. How are you doing? You really like this light for some reason. Maybe you just like keeping an eye on anyone who can come in. Just like me. I hear what you're saying. I know. But at the same time, I trained my whole life to do those things to other people. I mean, I was going to do those things, probably even worse, to that Elias guy. I probably would have if Eliara hadn't asked me not to. Even as a ghost, yeah, I see how you are. Food, that's what I was gonna do. Oh, it looks like Cord. fix these up a little bit. I am dangerously low on Dawn cookies, actually. And we have so much wheat. Okay, someone needs to go on a trip to the bird curry at some point. Let's see, do we have, you know what? I'll cook some baked potatoes for us. I know it's what we were taught, and I know it was our duty and everything, but it just... Does knowing how to do bad things make you a bad person, or does doing them? I don't know. Because there's one thing about... It's one thing when you want to do something, but you don't have the means to. But it's something completely different when you do have the means to, and you want to. Like... Okay, we have, like, no coal. This is really upsetting. What matters is the intent. Okay, but if the intent is to hurt people... Does it really matter? I don't know. I'll go check in on Core and see. More fucking... I guess what you're saying is you're hurting someone to protect who you love and care about versus if you're doing it just to hurt someone. Yeah. But my dad was doing everything that he did to protect me. And he still felt like a monster afterwards. I don't know. Let's see what this guy brought for me. To the High Priestess Mara. I did find the red flower you left me, and I'm glad to see that my efforts to extend a hand of friendship have not gone fruitless. As promised, I have left you another letter from my archive relating to Prince Asher and his nefarious escapades. I should warn you that this letter pertains to a certain unspeakable acts that were committed under his command onto your own people during the war. I would also like to make it very clear that I had no involvement whatsoever in the planning or execution of these acts. My role was that of a prison warden and no more. Since writing letters of a delicate nature is exactly what placed the prince in such a precarious position, it would alleviate my fears and be a great pleasure of mine that we could meet face to face to discuss how the information I have shared can be used against the prince through the Summit Council instead. I would therefore like to invite you to my castle. It is in somewhat of a rough state to receive guests, for which I do apologize profusely. Nevertheless, if we could meet there on the night of the new moon, I would be most honored to welcome you to my humble abode. Find it at the following coordinates. Now he wants to mate. I haven't even, spoken to this guy, and... Okay, well, let's see how good of information he gave. To whom it may concern. To those residing at Rothmore Castle, you'll be pleased to know Rothmore. Lord Rothmore. Cool. That's not pretentious. To those residing at Rothmore Castle, you'll be pleased to know that the infection of the mer population is being taken care of with rapid precision. The villages that formerly were hiding the merfolk have been wiped out along our northern front, along with all the humans who are helping to conceal them. We've moved further into their territory, cutting off the supply lines and escape routes both on land and in the water. There are vampire sentries constantly guarding the seafloor to ensure no one slips through the cracks. We're on course to have the Aspro completely isolated in the next month if things continue to progress as planned. There have been very few casualties among the vampire ranks, and they appreciate your generous support in supplying them. They've been eating very well with all the battles we faced. Each village taken is another stain gone, and enough blood to feed them for days. Thus far, we've had no major incidents to report back to the capital. We will need additional blades to be sent soon, as the number of those slaughtered has worn the edges quickly. We wouldn't want our prey suffering from a dull sword. Regards, General Asher. Cool. Yeah, so that's... Okay. Well, that is significant, right? We have correspondences and direct evidence of him having direct ties to wiping out the merfolk. I mean, that would be enough to just at least get the summit's attention. Because, I mean, if this guy helped commit the decimation of our people, I mean, it would make sense for him to not be on the council, but Lord Rothmore also makes a good point. If I go to them without enough evidence, it won't get anything changed. How far out are the courts? The new moon isn't for a while. I have some time to think about it. Yeah. You're right. I spoke out and got turned over to Percy. And with the way that Asher was coming at me during that meeting, I don't know if a second would really hold enough power. And I don't want to put more core in the crosshairs of that asshole. I don't know, I have a lot to think about. I don't have to decide anything tonight. It's a full moon, so whole cycle before I have to really think about anything. I'm gonna farm. Maybe I'll make a visit to the bird crate or something. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night, music notes. Ta-da! Wait, I gotta change the things. Wait, one second. I got things. Teehee! That was fun. That was good lore. We had fun times. We had good times. It was great. Okay, wait, let me pop out of siege. So, that was fun.
That was cool. We're gonna see things happening in the future. I know, right? The timing of the full moon. I'm so happy that was that because yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. There's gonna be so many cool things happening on Siege, especially. And I'm super excited to be able to share them with you guys. Especially pay attention to like the week of Christmas and New Year's, because we have some very exciting things planned, and I'm super excited to share them with you. Okay, that is all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. We did so much reading, and we were such good nerds today, guys. We did all of our reading. And we really like went through and made sure that everything was, you know, we thoroughly digested everything that we read. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm so tired. I'm gonna I think we're gonna raid into Jackspur because we love Jackspur, and they're doing silly, goofy Wild West stream, which is always chaotic and fun. So yeah, go hang out with them. Thank you guys for stopping in, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye. Oh, also it's rated for mature audiences, so keep that in mind. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. Bye-bye.